Carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, nucleic acids. The carbon-based molecules found in living organisms, such as proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, and nucleic acids, DNA and RNA, are crucial for the functioning and structure of cells. Proteins are composed of chains of amino acids, and the specific arrangement of these amino acids determines their structure and function. Carbon atoms are present in the backbone of each amino acid, providing stability and flexibility to the protein structure. Proteins form the structures or the enzymes that create structures or catalyze reactions, as seen in metabolism. They are also involved in generating motion at micro and macro levels. Carbohydrates, including sugars and starches, are vital energy sources for living organisms. The carbon atoms in carbohydrates are arranged in ring structures, forming the basis of their molecular structure. Typically, they are energy sources like glucose, starch, glycogen, etc. They can also form sturdy structures like that of cellulose. Lipids, such as fats and phospholipids, serve as energy storage molecules and form the structural components of cell membranes. Carbon atoms are present in the hydrocarbon chains of lipids, providing them with their characteristic hydrophobic, water-repellent properties. Lipids make up the cell membranes, which are essential for demarcating the boundaries of the cell and maintaining homeostasis to keep the metabolism running. Nucleic acids. DNA and RNA comprise nucleotides, the molecules responsible for storing and transmitting genetic information. These nucleotides contain carbon atoms within their sugar-phosphate backbone and nitrogenous bases, allowing for the stable and precise storage of genetic instructions. These are the molecules of information. We shall elaborate on nucleic acids in the next chapter. Periodicity. The sun and the earth. There must be a source of matter and energy for organisms. Earth is the source of all matter that makes up an organism, and the sun is the source of most of the energy that runs the biosphere. In addition, the property of rotation and revolution of the earth adds a recurrence of how much and when the earth receives energy from the sun. Periodicity is a push and pull mechanism. Push is change and pull is reversal. Push is excitation and pull is grounding. Push is energizing and pull is stabilizing. This is an important force for life, origin to existence, to happen continually. All of life has a recurrence in its properties. Recurrence here means repeating events, repeating reactions, work and rest, reproduction of structures, and recycling of matter. Also, birth and death, one organism giving rise to a new one. The recurrence must have originated from the rotation of the earth on its axis. When facing the sun, the earth receives energy and cools down when away from the sun. The entities on the surface of the earth go through cycles of high and low energy states every day because of its rotation. The terrestrial water bodies absorb energy during the daytime and release it during the nighttime. Due to properties such as latent heat of evaporation, water retains the absorbed energy from the sun for a while. Earth has multiple other contributions to life forms, such as gravity, atmosphere, seasons, and poles. These must have played a role in keeping things together and in concentrating the molecules to increase the interactions among the molecules and increase dynamicity. Daytime chemistry. Photochemical formation. During the day, sunlight, particularly in the form of ultraviolet UV radiation, acts as a powerful source of energy that drives photochemical reactions. In the presence of water, sunlight can induce the dissociation of simple carbon-containing molecules like carbon dioxide and methane, CH squares, leading to the formation of reactive intermediates, such as carbon monoxide, CO, and free radicals. These radicals are highly reactive and capable of forming new bonds with other atoms or molecules, facilitating the creation of complex carbon compounds. For instance, in water, UV light can break down water molecules H2O, generating hydroxyl radicals, OH, which are highly reactive. These radicals can initiate reactions with other organic molecules, breaking bonds and forming new ones, such as CC, CN, or CS bonds. Additionally, water can serve as a solvent for molecules like hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, which forms through the interaction of UV light with oxygen, O2, in the atmosphere or aqueous solutions. Though short-lived, these peroxides could serve as intermediates in forming more complex molecules. Moreover, UV radiation can drive the formation of ozone O3 in the atmosphere and, to a lesser extent, in aqueous environments. Ozone can then break down in thermal reactions, releasing energy that could help break down existing molecules or in further reactions, leading to more complex carbon-based structures. UV light also promotes the dissociation of methane, which could interact with other carbon compounds, leading to the formation of organic peroxides, or OH, and various hydrocarbons that further enhance chemical complexity. Nighttime chemistry, thermal breakdown and recombination. At night, the absence of sunlight shifts the chemical dynamics. With no external source of UV radiation, the highly reactive species formed during the day begin to break down through thermal processes or chemical recombination. Hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, for example, which may have formed in the presence of sunlight, will slowly decompose in the dark into water and oxygen, O2, particularly when catalyzed by metal ions or other reactive species present in the environment. Similarly, ozone, O3, created during the day will decompose into oxygen, O2, without UV light. In addition to these breakdown processes, CCCN and CS bonds that form during the day may also undergo reorganization and recombination in the dark. For example, organic peroxides formed during sunlight exposure will undergo thermal decomposition, releasing free radicals, which can then recombine with other molecules. This cyclic breakdown and recombination could lead to the formation of more stable carbon-based molecules and polymers over extended periods of time. The thermal energy during the night would also allow for oxidation reactions, leading to the creation of simpler molecules like carbon dioxide, CO2. But this process is not limited to breakdown. It can also facilitate the creation of larger molecules when the right conditions and intermediates are present. As free radicals interact with water, carbon, and other atoms in the atmosphere, the continuous cycle of formation and decomposition could potentially allow for the gradual buildup of more complex molecules, including those that are carbon-rich and might serve as precursors to more intricate organic compounds. Continuous cycle of formation and breakdown. The periodic formation and breakdown of molecules driven by day-night cycles would naturally accumulate a diverse array of organic molecules over time. This continuous cycle would provide the necessary conditions for synthesizing more complex carbon-based molecules, particularly in the presence of water, which acts as both a medium and a reactant in many chemical reactions. Over millions of years and scenarios, complex and stable molecules would emerge, capable of existing both during the day and at night, while still remaining malleable, a prerequisite for increasing complexity and features. These molecules would serve as the precursors to biological existence. This day-night periodicity could have been a fundamental factor in the early formation of organic compounds on Earth. The constant interplay between energy input from the sun and the natural breakdown of molecules in the absence of sunlight could have driven the gradual increase in molecular complexity, setting the stage for the eventual emergence of life. Multidimensional emergence in life, structural, informational, and cognitive life is an emergent phenomenon characterized by multiple interlocking and interdependent types of emergences, including structural, informational, cognitive, and social emergence. In addition, each of these is a multi-strata emergence, surpassing non-living entities levels. Material emergence. The human body exemplifies emergence through its intricate material and structural organization. At the most fundamental level, simple molecules like water, oxygen, and carbon dioxide interact to form complex molecules such as proteins, nucleic acids, and lipids. These molecules further assemble into polymers, which serve as the building blocks for cell organelles. For instance, proteins and lipids form the structure of the cell membrane, while nucleic acids like DNA and RNA encode genetic information and facilitate protein synthesis. Organelles such as mitochondria, the nucleus, and the endoplasmic reticulum emerge from these molecular interactions, contributing to the cell's overall functionality. As cells differentiate and aggregate, they form tissues, each specialized for distinct physiological functions, such as muscle tissues for contraction and nerve tissues for signal transmission. Tissues then combine to create organs like the heart, lungs, and brain, each with unique roles essential for the organism's survival. These organs integrate into organ systems that coordinate and support the organism's complex activities. Ultimately, the emergent properties of these interacting systems give rise to a coherent, functioning organism capable of movement, reproduction, metabolism, and adaptation to its environment. This hierarchical organization, from molecules to the whole organism, demonstrates how complex biological functions and properties emerge from the interaction of simpler components. Consider a person with life and without, both possessing identical structural components. The difference lies in the coordination and networking processes, which have ceased in the lifeless person. The single missing element in the dead body is life itself, the ultimate, dense, and complex hierarchical emergence in all of the universe. Informational emergence. The concept of emergence is vividly illustrated in the hierarchy of genetic information within an organism, starting from nucleotides. These nucleotides, arranged into sequences called codons, code for specific amino acids, which are the building blocks of proteins. Genes composed of these codons serve as templates for the synthesis of proteins through transcription and translation processes. Genomes, the complete set of genetic material within an organism, provide the blueprint for development, physiology, and behavior. Proteins fold into specific shapes, becoming enzymes or structural components essential for cellular function. Enzyme complexes facilitate biochemical reactions crucial for metabolism, while structural proteins maintain cell integrity. Genetic information is not static. It responds dynamically to stimuli through gene expression regulation, ensuring that specific genes are activated or repressed in response to environmental changes, developmental cues, or cellular needs. This regulation orchestrates the complex interplay of cellular activities that sustain life. Epigenetic changes add another layer of complexity. Unlike genetic mutations that alter the DNA sequence, epigenetic modifications influence gene activity without changing the nucleotide sequence. These changes, such as DNA methylation and histone modification, can be triggered by environmental factors, lifestyle, and developmental stages, leading to heritable changes in gene expression. Epigenetic mechanisms play a crucial role in cellular differentiation, where identical genetic material gives rise to diverse cell types with specialized functions. This process contributes to the organization of cells into tissues, organs, and ultimately the entire body, each with distinct roles and capabilities. Cognitive emergence. The human organism exemplifies emergence through the intricate interplay of its neural, sensory, and cognitive components, culminating in the phenomena of the brain, mind, and consciousness. At the foundational level, neurons, the basic units of the nervous system, form complex networks through synaptic connections. Sensory organs, such as the eyes, ears, and skin, gather external stimuli and relay this information to the brain, where specialized regions process these inputs. The brain, composed of various parts including the cortex, limbic system, and brainstem, integrates sensory data, regulates bodily functions, and orchestrates responses to stimuli. This coordination extends beyond mere reaction. It encompasses the regulation of growth and development, ensuring that the organism adapts and thrives in its environment. The brain's structure and function dynamically evolve through neuroplasticity, illustrating the emergent properties of learning and memory. Additionally, the concept of instincts, innate, fixed behavior patterns in response to certain stimuli, emerges from complex neural circuits shaped by genetic predisposition and environmental influences. No bird teaches its baby to build a nest, yet when grown to adulthood, it does exactly what its mother did, tailor a nest out of the leaves. Amazing. Material, informational, and cognitive emergences are deeply interdependent, collectively forming life, the most intricate emergence. Material emergence provides the foundation, creating structural components like cells and organs. Informational emergence encodes and regulates these systems through genetic and epigenetic mechanisms, ensuring adaptability and specialized function. These processes directly influence cognitive emergence as genetic and material interactions shape neural networks and enable consciousness. Cognitive processes, in turn, remodel material and informational systems through learning and adaptation. Life uniquely integrates these emergences, dynamically organizing matter, encoding information, and fostering self-awareness, embodying the highest complexity and adaptability observed in the universe. The genome is the foundation that has information not just for the formation of body structures, but also the regulation, differentiation, timing, and behaviors, which, in my opinion, is the highest manifestation of emergence. At the pinnacle of this complexity, though, lies the mind and consciousness, emergent properties that transcend the sum of their neural constituents. Consciousness arises from the synchronized activity of extensive neural networks, particularly within the cerebral cortex, enabling self-awareness and introspection. The mind, encompassing thoughts, emotions, and subjective experiences, represents a higher order emergence from neural interactions. I have not studied consciousness, but at this point, I think it is the extent of constant self-reflection of the sensations, experiences, self-awareness, and thinking in real time. I wonder if other animals have this degree of awareness. I wonder if the ancient humans had this much consciousness. The mind that can study itself, the environment, and the universe is the epitome of the emergence of the entire known universe. I think that there will never be, in space and time, any more emergence than that. If there is, that would be the God level.